Okay, a few cricket video clips, put them all together here to make it easier for those of you who aren't in Kundern to watch this. So some things that didn't really fit into the whole explanation, some things that are a little further out on the edges of cricket. So I found a few clips of people being out in the unusual ways. And since this doesn't happen very often, a lot of these clips come from like the 80s and were originally done on videotape. They've been transferred a few times. The quality's not the greatest, but it gives you an idea. So here are some clips of out hit wicket.
Must be the right hit. Yeah, right in the point of the iliac crest. Then he hits the top of it. The stump has been hammered by the bat on the way down. They say, here we go there, you just see the bat coming down, bang, right on top. What a shocking feeling. They say it's a long walk for a duck here at the MCG.
I don't ever remember this happening before. I certainly haven't seen it before myself. The helmet coming off the head and then going back onto the stumps. Peterson is out hit wicket. But I think the impact of the ball on the helmet disturbs its position on his head, and then the Velcro comes loose on the strap, which is how the helmet suddenly flies onto the stumps. It's most unusual. It's sort of thing that it might happen to Kevin Peterson. You wouldn't expect it to happen to, say, Ian Bell. And now finds himself spread-eagled across the stumps in the most uncompromising, ugly dismissal you could ever see.
And I will just say the last fellow, one of the greatest batsmen in cricket, and someone quite eloquently said, he bats like a river, he runs like a mountain. You can also be out handle the ball. And so now we're dipping deep into the archives.
That's interesting. We were thinking about it in a foot market, spin back on. I don't think you can just catch it. Ian Healy might have a field. Kieran Moray. I think as Farrell caught it, he suddenly realised, I shouldn't have done that. Decent.
Oh, and that must have been very close to stumps. He's knocked the bales off. Or has he used his hands? It seems to me the bales are still on there. It may be that he's out-handed.
You know, the same plan by Maradona won Argentina a FIFA World Cup. But India's Amina loses his wicket.
Didn't wait for decision. We'll watch that again. It's pushed down. It's going back towards the stumps. And yes, he handles the ball. Jimmy Arnath out handling the ball, and he gives himself out. Years of experience. Off he walks. A very disappointed man, but a very sporting one.
Graham Gooch getting that one high on the bat, and he's belted it away with the back of the hand. So absolutely no doubt there. And I think Graham Gooch knows from the way he looked around slowly was the look of a guilty man. I think it was just an instant reaction, seeing that the ball was going to fall on the stumps, and then I think he suddenly realised he'd done the wrong thing.
And out obstructing the field.
You might have heard the call of two from... Oh, there's trouble. There's been trouble. And is he going to be okay now? That's quite interesting. They're saying that he actually ran in line with the ball. You're not allowed to do that these days. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. The South Africans, I'm sure, are appealing to the umpire saying he altered his line and intercepted the ball. They're having a chat about it now. The umpire's in the middle. I would imagine he'll probably be sent upstairs for a look to see if that's exactly what did happen.
On the line of the ball, you can look straight down the line. It's flicked away. There was a miscommunication. He was keen for two from the ball. The off, and the half-fees is running. So he has a look, change his line. Well, I don't know. Pretty much looks like he is turning his head around to the left to have a look where the ball's coming from. And then obviously it's made contact with him. He starts to straighten up.
Billy Bowden is the umpire who's adjudicating this. What have they decided? Kumar Dharmaseeman is walking down to the middle. Back to his stumps. Smith, A.B. de Villiers, Hashamamla. Orford was out. He's now being given out.
And it wasn't intentional. I don't think it was intentional, but nevertheless, Nigel Long is going to confirm.
I would say that looks pretty intentional.
And given out, the finger is raised, obstructing the field.
And the next one is now they're asking for an appeal here. They're throwing the ball in.
Here's the one who runs like a mountain again.
Out of his ground. Now, if he is in the line of the wickets here, this is going to be a huge one. What is both the umpires? And he's given him out.
Well, this is interesting. According to the law, he is out. He's out of his ground there in Zamanul Haq. He's still a long way out of his crease. He shouldn't be doing that. But I know a lot of laws in the game that people don't appeal for. Not too sure if that's really in the spirit of the game.
So those are the only three. I could not find a video of someone being timed out. Obviously, that doesn't make the highlights. It happened, the last time it happened was in a Zimbabwe professional game in, I think, the early 2000s or late 90s. All right, mentioned briefly a hat trick. And this is when you get 3 wickets on 3 consecutive balls. They don't have to be in the same over. In fact, one hat trick even happened over 2 days. In 3 different overs, the bowler took the last ball of one over, and then he took the first ball of the next over, took the first wicket off the first ball of the next over, which was their 10th out, and then his team batted for a day, and then he came back on, and the next ball he bowled the next day also got a guy out, and he didn't even realize he had had a hat trick till he read it later. So anyway, this fellow is one of your more famous British, or I should say English, cricketers, and he's now retired, and last I saw him, he was bungee jumping a car off a huge dam in Switzerland.
Ball flies to the boundary.
And bowled him round his legs, goes too far across, and the big man celebrates.
Leave it to him. Flintoff's the man. Bowled superbly well. Look at this reaction from England fans. Never seen Andrew Flintoff with too many smiles on his face. But he gets through. Well, it's not a defence, it's an inventive shot. The Brandon tries to get down to 5 leg. He's not allowing him to do it. It's a beautiful delivery, it really is. Telling delivery, yes. Bowling is no problem to this fella. Ball up for grabs here, and it looks as if it's England, but there are 15 deliveries left. 33 required, 7 wickets down West Indies. Boundaries.
Good work from Flintoff. Fine leg, third man have to go finer against the tail ender. More likely to edge it, so fine leg goes finer. That's full and straight. And out, yes, no appeal from Flintoff, but a big appeal from Pryor. It looked pretty close, and it is pretty close. He's gone.
Can't believe that Andrew Flintoff didn't appeal. It's absolutely full. It's round about leg and middle. Rampole goes back into his stumps. The main appeal is from the wicketkeeper. Let's just see. Full toss. Oh, Shing. He's not appealing really. He's got there in the end. Matt Pryor started the appeal. This game standing on its head. It's England all the way from now on in. Rampole, none. 140 for 8.
And he's got 4 wickets as well. Desperate for a fifer.
He's got a hat-trick. Flintoff's the man. What a delivery, full and straight. Brilliant from Andrew Flintoff.
Number 1 with the ball. Well, that's a terrific effort from Flintoff. Andrew Strauss, would you mind bowling? Yes, I'll get a 3. Wickets in and over, not only in and over, 3 in 3 deliveries, hat-trick time.
All right, then have a couple of people who are a little more creative with the bat. Unlike baseball, you don't have foul lines, so you can do it whichever direction and however you feel. You gotta excuse the song, it's not my choice.
The only thing I can see is my own sitting there. I'm getting stronger, stand by yourself. Far is sinking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. We are heroes. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above.
Oh, that's what he does so well. He just does that so well and so easily. Hey, B, you're showing off. You are showing off. If you're in the ground and you're watching this, lap it all up. This is fantastic.
On the other side, however, you can have some great fielding.
Full toss. It's hard to hit that to third man. It was 1. Going to come back for 2. Well fielded. That's really good, but a bad throw. And Healy's gone the back flip and hit the stumps. What can't she do? My goodness me. That's ridiculous. And look at the big grin on the little face of Alyssa Healy. She doesn't even know how she's done it. So 9 for 83 is the scores. The lights start to come on here at Jemoyne Oval. 9 for 83. We'll be back very shortly as the Sydney Sixers try and get on the board.
Oh, he's hammered that back.
It is a run. The big bastard of Polo is Chrisley cannot believe it. And the dangerous Ben Kelly is out. This game has got everything. Never seen what this comes off. Pollard in his follow through was absolutely belted back by Chrisley. He's the danger man too. Just hit a couple of massive sixes. Here it goes, belted back. Pollard off his heel, onto the stumps. That is luck. That is absolute.
And some good catches.
Number 6, Andre Russell.
In the air, fielder is out there and over his head. He pulls it back in, however. Sensational work out there.
As long as he doesn't touch the ground over the boundary,
so
it's not a 6.
Saves runs out there by knocking the ball back into play. We've seen this from the Australians. Now look at this one. This is NBA stuff. That is superb feeling. Andre Russell. The word on him is he can bat, can bowl, and he's one of the best fielders running around. That is a save.
Number 7, Andrew Strauss.
Oh, what a catch from Andrew Strauss. Ball ends diving away to his left, and he's pulled one out of the air to get rid of Adam Gilchrist.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. It's all running England's way. Why? Because they're making it happen. And now they are going to take all their catches, even if they're tough ones. Half chances. Strauss.
Very handy lower order runs.
So he goes high and
Long. Renshaw getting under it. He's right on the rope. He takes the catch. He bats it back, but he's over the rope. And he had nothing left to give. He was trying to work his way through it. You could see what he was thinking. When the umpire came there, the third umpire, he's in there on his own, isn't he? When's the questions we need to have answers for, but I think he's going to reverse the decision here.
He was never touching the ground.
His right touch. And these rules changed. They did. They changed. There was one. Josh Layla took that one out. Spot was stayed. Yep.
And sometimes you get an out, and you wonder if it's worth it.
Yes. Otherwise, he would have been run out, I reckon. Murray went the other way. Think it. Oh, no. No, it has. It is out then. It's out. That's out. It's run out. Let's come on, Sam.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the start.
Peter Neville's walking off, but he was just concerned about Adam Zampa.
Well, that is one of the most extraordinary dismissals you'll ever see.
I reckon it's in the grand final.
It's on the
That
nose.
bizarre dismissals, runouts. That's there.
Very interesting one here in a one-day international played, actually, Eddie had. Andrew Simons was a batsman. It's going to be flush on the nose, isn't it? If he had a smaller nose, they would have missed
Look at Pete. Pete knows he's out, but his first concern is to go to Adam Zampa.
And this has to be one of my personal favorites. So I actually was watching this game, and in the World Cup, they will allow, they sort of expand it beyond the 10 major teams. And so they allow teams like Bermuda or Ireland or Holland, if they qualify, they can come in as well. And so this is Bermuda, one of their so-called minnows, going up against India, which is one of the top 3 teams every year. And the commentator says he's flown like a gazelle.
Walsh.
And take a run a catch. That's a stunning catch. Sensational catch. He's celebrating. It's happening. It's happening for Bermuda. Lever off the catcher.
He's on the lap of honour. Where is it? He ain't over there. He's miles away. Here he is, the big man. The fridge has opened. He's flown like a gazelle. I can't believe it. A brilliant catch. Boys, you need another 9 wickets. The game isn't over. What a stunner. Take a look at this. He sets off now. He's on his way. The earth shook. What a catch. Oh, what a catch. The big man. He's off. And we get a dance as well. What scenes. His first World Cup game. His first delivery. His first wicket. Leverock. The big one. He's off. The young boy, it may be tears of joy, but they absolutely squashed him. He was at the bottom of the pile. Leverock's dancing around the ground. The young boy has so much emotions. Not him, the bowler. Leverock, we've not finished. You need another 9 wickets. You can't pick him up. Put him down.
All right, and then we are going to watch the last 5 overs of a qualification game in the World Championship, the 2020 World Championship. The World Cup is done in one-day format, and the 2020 just has a World Championship. So, or at least at this point, that's what it was. In their first innings, India scored 144 runs, and which is a doable amount. And now Pakistan is like 84 for 5, and they only have 5 overs to go. So things aren't looking good for them. So which team will you be choosing to support?
Favorite shot anywhere for 6.
55 from 6. Afridi's flyer needed. Ravi Shastri in the commentary box with Sunil Gavaskar.
Yes, Boom Boom has arrived into the centre. Pakistan having a job on the hands. 54 from 29. If anyone can turn this match on its head, it's Afridi. That will be Just a single on the onside. Afridi needs to farm the strike here. It's not easy to come in and straight away play your shots, but he's got Harbhajan bowling. You saw what he did the other day when the spinner was bowling. He hit a couple of sixes almost straight away.
Yes, I don't think he's the type who's going to take time to settle down. He's going to go for it straight away. But that's clever bowling by Harbhajan.
Yes, what he will look to do is bowl full at Afridi, not allow him to get under the ball and get the elevation. Now I see what he did against Scotland. He smashed it on the onside for a couple of sixes. You bowl length and then you could be in trouble here. Again, you can see right up in the block hole. This is experience coming into play from Harbhajan Singh. He's got to think now from the team point of view, not think of getting a wicket here. Will Afridi try something different? He's experienced as well. He knows what Harbhajan is trying. He's going to target another area. That's what he tried, giving himself room. This is excellent bowling from the Terminator.
Yes, top class stuff from Harbhajan Singh. Followed him, but also bowled the ball almost Yorker length.
He gets after this and just clears cover. It's an excellent over from Harbhajan Singh. Just 6 runs off it, 93 for 5. 93 for 5, the target 142. 49 required from 24. And even the TTs, dancing balls are tense. Getting into this India-Pakistan action. This game has top billing, and when you see the crowd at a neutral venue for a match like this, you know why. This is one of the great games in world cricket. These two nations playing against each other. It's a full house here today. You can see as the day progressed, the crowd started building up. This is not in India, this is not in Pakistan, this is Durban, South Africa. And not quite getting it. Way off the outside edge, but that will bring up Afridi on strike. And you can see there's a buzz around the ground. The crowd sense that if someone's going to make things happen, it's this man on strike.
Yes, he's the big danger man. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is aware that while Afridi is there, the match is still open. Boom, boom, Afridi. Boom for a short while against Scotland the other day.
That's up in the air. Agarkar going underneath it and puts it down. He's still there. Harbhajan Singh was running, but with a noise around the ground, obviously one man had to call really loudly. I'm sure Harbhajan would have reached there. It would have been easier for him.
Yes, he was running towards the ball. He should have called. It was never going to be easy for Agarkar to stop in his follow through, turn back and go for it. Should have been Harbhajan who should have called.
That's adding insult to injury. Smash back past Agarkar into the fence. Third boundary for Misbah-ul-Haq.
He's giving himself a little bit of room, length ball, the kind of delivery that batsmen want at this stage of the innings when they're looking for a free swing of the arms.
Just a single, still one ball to go. The 100 comes up for Pakistan. Still 42 to get from 19. Harbhajan Singh will continue. He's got 1 over left. Yuvraj Singh getting some treatment. John Gloucester is not there in a flash. These 2020 competitions, his job will be cut out. He has to keep an eye on the field all the time. But he's experienced. He's been around for a bit.
Is that my cap? Thank you. Thank you, uncle. Uncle. नहीं ऐसा नहीं कहा उसने. उसने कहा thank you, uncle.
Here goes Harbhajan. Just a single. That's what Pakistan want. They want as much as possible Afridi on strike. Now this should be interesting. Which area is he going to target? Is he going to give himself room? Is he going to use the pace? Room it is, but Harbhajan follows him. Just a single. India won't mind that at this stage.
Yes, they don't want to give boundaries or sixes. They don't mind singles being taken. India.
Runs coming in, just singles at the moment. That's on the air. Man coming underneath it. Finish Karthik making no mistake. And the Terminator gets his man. Afridi departs. It's number 6 that goes down for Pakistan. And the Indian flags in the crowd. Yasser Arafat has come out to the middle. Pakistan just losing their way now. That's a good hit. That's a very good hit. It's gone the distance as well. You saw in the game against Scotland. They played a very handy innings low down the order.
Well, just losing it for a moment, Harbhajan Singh after that wicket of Afridi. India cannot afford to relax just because Afridi is out.
He goes again, and then again he's found the gap. And we'll get the boundary. So good finish, 6 and a boundary. This foul Huck on strike, which he can't third in his final over. Let's lead the way on the onside. This is some good deliveries for Pakistan. 3, a 6 boundary, and now another boundary for the last 3 balls. 25 from level.
Well, Ajit Agarkar has got to bring all his experience into play here now. Not 4 length balls, because length balls will be hit by the batsman. Easier to hit for the batsman, the length balls. He's got to bowl much fuller.
It's full length delivery, always a better delivery at this stage. Just 2 runs off it. Salman Butt is down there with Ramesh Raja.
Well, thank you for your time, Salman. It's not over till it's over, and you're clapping every shot being played. Do you think you still got a chance?
Certainly, being a part of the team, I have to buck my side up. And yes, there's always a chance. This is what 2020 is all about. And I think we still have 2 very good players inside. I think they can do well. Like you've seen, there's another boundary. So I'm hoping they carry on and we can pull off a stunner.
Was batting a little difficult out there?
Yes, I think the result didn't help at all. I think the pitch just softened up the layer on the top, and I think it seemed around. So the plan was to keep wickets intact so we could go and get, but actually the big hitters just didn't do much. So we're looking now, we're hoping that Misbah and Yasser can do the job, and we're looking forward to it.
Tell us a bit about the pressure, Pakistan-India game. Did you feel it? You're the vice captain.
Well, it's always there. You know, I've played a lot of games between Pakistan and India, about 12 of them. And I think the pressure is always there, but that's what makes big players. I think this is a chance for the boys to be hero and things like that. So I think this is some game you look to as an opportunity, being a hero, not pressure.
Thank you for your time, Ravi. It's getting very interesting there. Back to you.
Yes, it certainly is. Another single on the side. It's 124. We all know that this game isn't over. Even in the last over, you need 14, 15. It can be got. It's 18 from 8 at the moment. Pakistan lead is a big hit. One big hit of these last two deliveries of this over. That'll narrow down the deficit to just about 12. And that's gettable. So Zimbabwe do it against Australia. That's clever. Very clever. Gets the boundary. Smart cricket by Misbah-ul-Haq. He's keeping his cool. He's on 41 of just 30.
And with the fielder in at short finally, this shot was always going to be on. Very well executed by Misbah-ul-Haq. "15 runs coming from that over. And one more ball still left.
Well, some thought being put into the field placing now. He sticks to the same field. Wilker says, I'm going to come around the wicket. Square leg on the boundary, just moving a little finer. You see the tension on everyone's face. This match isn't over by any stretch of imagination. Look for two and should get it easily. This is a big over for Pakistan. 17 runs coming off it, 130 for 6. It's tense. Prayers being said. 6 balls to go. Srishant will bowl the final over. One thing you don't need at this stage is no balls and wides. That's the first thing Dhoni would have told Srishant. He's overstepped once in this innings already. Don't want any free hits at this stage. It's Arafat on strike. The crowd getting into it. This is going to be a big over, either which way.
For India or for Pakistan.
Just a single. What will help Pakistan is a boundary or a 6 of the first 3 balls. One has been bowled. It's been a good fight back. 30 runs have come off the last 3 overs for Pakistan. Afridi was dismissed. Because of India was on top. We know how quickly things can change, especially in this format of the game. What you don't want is too many people giving advice to the bowler at this stage, because that will only confuse him.
From Pakistan's point of view, they've got the right batsman on strike. Misbah-ul-Haq, 43 of 31 deliveries, 6 boundaries in that. It's been top-class innings. Just changing the field around. Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
That's a terrific shot. 1 bounce over the rope. It's 7 needed from 4. And the Pakistani supporters realize and sense that they have a great chance here. It's a terrific fight back.
Once again, that sort of a game. Once again, a link ball and smashed away.
See the pressure in the dugout there. Filled to bits with the boundary. Despair on the other side. Go for one. Run for the second. Get it easily. 7 runs to get. 3 balls to go. 5, in fact. 5 to get of 3. Pakistan would believe they have a great chance here. You see the supporters, they're celebrating too. And Dhoni will be thinking back at that last over from Agarkar, 17 going off it. That's gone through. Just one needed for Pakistan. The scores have tied. Pakistan know they can't lose this. Like all India-Pakistan matches, this match has gone down to the wire.
And don't forget that with that the shot, Misbah Haq has got a great half century, making room and driving the ball straight past mid-off. Terrific way to get to one of the terrific half century.
53 from just 34 balls, 8 boundaries. What's been great about this innings is his composure. Wickets have fallen around him, he's kept his cool, and now has the opportunity to finish things off for Pakistan. Once the single sent back, 1 to go, 1 run to get. Dhoni was aware they might go for the bye. And we could be in for a tie as well. Get that. Top ball on a wicket at this stage. Be a tie. Then there will be a ball out in that case. 10 balls each. So you can see Dhoni will have to bring the field up. He also has to think of where the ball might go in the air for a catch. He's got to think quickly. Think intelligently. He's taking his time. This allows the pressure to build on the bowlers as well. Srishant to bowl the final ball. What a match. Full house, you can see everyone on the edge of their seats. Players, the spectators. And remember, tie would mean a ball out. There will be 5 bowlers with ball, 1 ball each. And that will be at the stumps. Only the bowler and the keeper in that case, but just 1 needed for Pakistan. Misbah strike. They go for it. There's a chance to run out, and he gets it. The back ends in a foul. What a finish to an India-Pakistan game. This game had top inning, and it's ended in that fashion. Neither team wins. Both teams go through to the Super 8, that's for sure.
All right, so you've experienced a bit of cricket.